Hello and happy Metta Monday. I am filming from my sister's place in Miami. I am down here celebrating my 40th birthday, which is happening tomorrow. And at home, I always film in the space that I meditate. And I actually meditate out here on my sister's deck. So I hope you can hear me okay with all the road noise right outside. So I have mentioned the importance of getting resourced. Anytime you do self-work and stuff comes up that's challenging, anytime a challenging emotion comes up, it's important to understand what resourcing is and how to do it. And the most effective resourcing techniques that I have found are from a millennia-old tradition from Buddhism. And I practice the 4 abodes of the heart. There's sort of like one resource for any kind of life situation, and if you can learn these 4 qualities that you can practice, you are well set up for a lot of different situations. So the 4 abodes of the heart include lovingkindness, compassion, sympathetic joy, and equanimity. And I'll go through the other 3 next week, the next several weeks. Today I'm focusing on metta, or loving kindness, which kind of sets the the tone for the other 3. And the 4 abodes of the heart are also referred to as the Brahma Vihara. So they're from Buddhism, and they also map to the Yoga Sutra, Sutra 133. The metta phrases particularly also map to the chakra system, to Maslow's hierarchy. So the phrases are, may I be safe, may I be healthy, may I be happy, may I be peaceful. And if you can imagine, Maslow's hierarchy starting from basic, feeling grounded and safe, and moving up towards self-esteem and relationships and self-actualization. May I be safe, healthy, happy, peaceful does the same thing. Same with the chakra systems. It's all about being grounded first and moving up towards self-esteem and love, and using one's voice and peace at the top. So I really love the way the metta is such a simple practice but covers so many bases. These phrases are repeated first to ourself, and the classical format is you start with yourself, you sort of fill up, and then you send that out. You practice sending these phrases out to a loved one or a pet, somebody that's easy to love, or a situation in a scene in nature that you can send your love to. And then you send it to somebody neutral, somebody you see regularly but don't really know. And then you send it to a difficult person. And as my meditation teacher says, it never has to be like the most difficult person. So may I be safe, may I be healthy, may I be happy, may I be peaceful. And each of those phrases, I've mentioned being the scientist and the petri dish. Each of these phrases is a little experiment that you can, do on yourself to understand, how you're impacted by each of these phrases. You might feel resistance to wishing yourself happiness, and just notice that without judgment, and allow whatever your response to be. And then, it will also probably be interesting to send metta to, it might be much easier to send it to a stranger than anybody else. It might be really easy to send it to somebody you love, and really challenging to send it to a difficult person. And so the exercise here is to just understand how you relate to these phrases as they're sent to yourself and other people. And, eventually you are able to send these phrases, this unconditional love. Metta means loving kindness, and it's described as a warm rain that touches everybody and everything indiscriminately. And so eventually you are able, as you practice over and over, you're able to send this with the same feeling towards yourself, towards others, whether they are a neutral person, a loved one, or a challenging person. So, my wish for you is that you practice this loving kindness metta meditation, and also know that when you're sending love from this part of you, you're actually connected to your smartest self. I can't dive into it now fully, but I'll just mention, I always like planting seeds for you to go off and study the polyvagal theory. And it, among other things, talks about this part of the body being associated with, you've probably heard of the vagus nerve. And the vagus nerve has a part here that regulates the heart rate. It facilitates connection. It's associated with the most evolved part of your brain, the prefrontal cortex. And so when you are in your heart, and when you are sending loving kindness to yourself and others, you're your smartest. You are, your witness is online, and you are the most aware of yourself. So this is just a taste. I will review one more time. So maybe if you have time this morning, you can try just sitting with loving kindness and sending it to yourself. May I be safe. May I be healthy. May I be happy. May I be at ease. Or I adapt it to, may I be peaceful. And if you have time, you can send it to others. Again, a neutral person, first a loved one, then a neutral person, then a difficult person. And again, it doesn't have to be your most difficult person. So try this on, and please mention in the comments how it goes. I hope you're surprised. I hope you're surprised at where it's challenging and where it's easy. And I hope that you can take, my wish for you is that you take this attitude of exploration and enjoy it a little bit. All of this self-study, again, it's not about diving in to just be self-centered. It's about diving in, deep within ourselves in order to come out with more resources, with a better awareness of how we move through the world. And we take this off the cushion. You can send metta in the grocery line to the person in front of you. I'm really passionate particularly about this loving kindness practice, if you can't tell. And I hope you give it a try, and I hope you have a beautiful and skillful day. Thank you.